Hello, my dear students. Welcome to your English class. Now, today we had started the 100 Dresses Part 2. In the Part 1, we had seen how the girls were bullying Wanda because she was not rich. She was having only one dress to wear to school, though the dress was clean. They did not like her name, and for all these things, they were bullying her very badly. They thought that she deserved it because she was lying to them that she has 100 dresses and 60 pairs of shoes. But see, whatever the case, okay, it is very bad to bully others, to look down at others, or to trouble others, okay, leaving others alone. As human beings, we should help others and be good to others. But here we see that Wanda is being treated very badly by her friends. We were reading the lesson, isn't it? Now we will just watch the video once of part 2 and then we will continue the reading.
Elsa Resta was a well-known children's author from America. She was born as Eleanor Ruth Rosenfield in West Haven, Connecticut. She worked as a children's librarian until 1941. Her book, Ginger Pie, published in 1951, earned her the Newbery Medal. Some of her other notable works include The Moffats, The Middle Moffat, Rufus M., The 100 Dresses, Pinkie Pie, and the Moffat Museum. She also received the Pratt Institute Alumni Medal in 1968 and was nominated for the Laura Ingalls Wilder Award in 1970. The story continues from the head of the drawing contest. It portrays the effect of the letter written by Wanda's father to Miss Mason. It concludes with a depiction of Wanda's kind and forgiving nature. The summary concludes the story of 100 Dresses by Elsa Esther. A student brought Miss Mason a note. The class currently was admiring Wanda's sketches. She read the note several times before calling the class to attention. The letter, she informed them, was from Wanda's father. There was an air of anticipation as the class waited for Miss Mason to read the letter. She read it out slowly. In the letter, Wanda's father, Jane, writes saying that Wanda will not attend school anymore. They were moving to a big city. No one will shout, insult at them, or make fun of their names in the city. Miss Mason sternly hoped that no one in her class hurt Wanda in the manner described by her father. Then she asked the class to reflect on this unfortunate event. After hearing Miss Mason's announcement, Maddie could not concentrate on her lessons. She thought about all the times she had remained silent when Peggy made fun of Wanda. This made her a coward. Maddie decided to find Wanda and make amends. On meeting Wanda, she would congratulate her on winning the contest and then compliment her on the drawings. After school, Peggy suggested they go visit Wanda up at Boggins Heights. Boggins Heights looked quite forbidding in the gloomy, damp November afternoon. As they walked, Peggy told Maddie that at least she hadn't called Wanda a foreigner or made fun of her name. Maddie did not reply. She only hoped to find Wanda and make amends. The Petronskis lived in a little white house. The house looked poor, but it was clean. It also looked empty. The house, Maddie thought, looked like Wanda's dress, old but clean. Peggy and Maddie knocked on the front and back door, but there was no answer. The Petronskis had clearly left for the city. Maddie was deeply affected by Wanda's departure. She thought about all the times she had not stood up for Wanda. On Saturday, Peggy and Maddie wrote a friendly letter to Wanda. They did not receive any reply for quite some time. Peggy started to forget the incident, but poor Maddie felt guilty that she could not make things right with Wanda. She dreamed of standing up to everyone at school, telling them off for teasing Wanda. Then on the last day of school, Miss Mason told the class that she had received a letter from Wanda. In the letter, Wanda asks the teacher to let the girls keep the dresses since she has new ones in her closet now. She asks Miss Mason to give the drawings of the red and blue dresses to Peggy and Maddie. She concludes the letter with wishing everyone Merry Christmas. Peggy is satisfied with the letter, but Maddie is not. She feels that she would never be able to make things right with Wanda. Once home, she pins the drawing to the wall. The drawing covered the torn wallpaper and made her bedroom come alive with vibrant colors. As she admired the drawing, she suddenly noticed that the girl wearing the dress resembled her. She ran over to Peggy's house and asked for the drawing Wanda made for Peggy. Excitedly, she pointed out to Peggy that the girl in the drawing had Peggy's face. By depicting the girls' faces in her drawings, Wanda clearly shows her affection for the girls in her class even after being made fun by them.
Okay, so we have seen in the video that how the girls started feeling guilty and they wanted to make amends, but they could not find Wanda, and they, as Wanda had already left. Now Peggy was little outgoing, so she uh, started to forget the incident. Maddie felt that, but Maddie was little more sensitive because she was also having the same background as Wanda, isn't it? Somewhat she was also not very well to do, and she was feeling guilty that she did not ask Peggy to stop this kind of a stupid game. So she was very sad, but at last, when they got a letter, they felt little better. So let us go to the lesson. So we had read that goodness wasn't there anything she could do, it only, and we had read the oral questions also, isn't it? So in the first part, we see that uh, Maddie wanted to go to Wanda's place. So when school was dismissed in the afternoon, Peggy said with pretended casualness, "Hey, let's go and see if the kid has left town or not." So here, Peggy herself is telling Maddie that we should go. So Maddie's face glowed, isn't it? Because she did not have to make her understand that they should go and all. The two girls hurried out of the building, up the street towards Boggins Heights, the part of town that wore such a forbidding air on its kind of a November afternoon, drizzling, damp, and dismal, because it was not a very well to do neighborhood. It was like not a place where everybody would like to visit. "Well, at last," said Peggy gruffly. "I never did call her a foreigner or make fun of her name. I never thought she had the sense to know that we were making fun of her anyway. I thought she was too dumb, and gee, look, she could draw." See, at last Peggy is also accepting that she really underestimated Wanda, and see how she can draw so well, even much better than Peggy herself. Maddie could say nothing. All she hoped was that they would find Wanda. She wanted to tell her that they were sorry they had picked on her, and how wonderful the whole school thought she was. And please do not move away, and everybody would be nice. She and Peggy would fight anybody who was not nice. Now Maddie could say nothing, isn't it? All she hoped was that they could find Wanda. She was so guilty. She had such guilt feeling that she just wanted to. Now she wanted to save everybody who was being picked on, isn't it? Who was being picked on means who is being bullied by others. She and Peggy would fight anybody who would bully others. The two girls hurried on. They hoped to get to the top of the hill before dark. I think that's where the Petronskis live, said Maddie, pointing to a little white house. Wisps of old grass stuck up here and there along the pathway, like thin kittens. The house and its sparse little yard looked shabby but clean. It reminded Maddie of Wanda's one dress, her faded blue cotton dress, shabby but clean. Okay, though it was old looking, but it was clean. So her house was also like that. There was not a single sign of life. That means the Petronskis had left. About the house, Peggy knocked firmly on the door, but there was no answer. She and Maddie went around to the backyard and knocked there. Still, there was no answer. Okay, still, there was no answer. See how bad they would be feeling. There was no doubt about it. The Petronskis were gone. How could they ever make amends? Now they want to make amends, say sorry, but it's too late. Sometimes in life we do such naughty things, and when we realize that we have done something bad, it's too late to even say sorry. They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. Well, anyway, said Peggy, she's gone now, so what can we do? Besides, when I was asking her about her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas of her drawings. She might not even have won the contest otherwise. Now, Peggy is too arrogant. She's thinking that because she was picking on her and making her realize how she was not having the dresses, that was giving Wanda ideas of new dresses, isn't it? Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head, for it there was for if there were anything in it she would not have to feel so badly. But that night she could not get to sleep because it was all nonsense. They have really troubled that girl. She thought about Wanda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in, and she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. At last Maddie sat up in the bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. This was the hardest thinking she had ever done. After a long time, she reached an important conclusion. Now, underline this statement, okay? She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. She was going to stand up, stand for something wrong, not stand by with it. If she ever heard anybody picking on someone because they were funny looking or because they had strange names, she'd speak up. Even if it meant losing Peggy's friendships, she decided that even if it was losing somebody's friendship or something in life, she would always stand with the right. She had no way of making things right with Wanda, but from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. She decided because that guilt feeling was not leaving her, and she decided that she would never do this again. Now, let us do the oral comprehension. What excuses does Peggy think of for her behavior and why? Now, Peggy is giving excuses. She's already done something very wrong, and now she's giving excuses that she did not call Wanda a foreigner, or because it was her picking at Wanda that she was getting ideas. Why was she doing it? She was trying to just find out. She also knew that her behavior with Wanda was not correct. She has done something very bad, and she was just try to do something that she would feel good about it and find a way that she can put the onus of whatever has happened on Wanda itself rather than taking the responsibility on her behavior. Okay, so that she was trying to find out some excuse so that she will not feel as bad as she was feeling. What are Maddie's thoughts as they go to Bogginside? Maddie had only one thought to make amends with Wanda, to say sorry for whatever she had done. Why does Wanda's house remind what of Wanda's blue dress? See, though they were poor, but they were clean people. It is not that they were living in a dirty surrounding or wearing dirty dresses. So, the same way as her blue dress was though faded but clean, her house was also small, but her surroundings were clean and it was not a very bad place to be. So, it reminded them of Wanda's blue dress. Okay, children. Now, I think this much is clear. So, we'll continue in the next class. Just go through the lesson, and if you have any doubt you can ask. Now Wednesday you have your test of 2 lessons. Okay. Amanda and 100 dresses part 1. Okay, thank you children, be ready for your test. God bless you.